followed by the Anivia.
We have seen some pretty spicy Anivia play from like earlier in the split, but we do see a Vayne to clear up our last set of ban coming from the side of Iron Dragon.
Once again, my bounty is still in effect, which won't happen because they banned off Senna. But I am still looking forward to a couples bot lane. If you can ever get one. Of note, if Iron Dragons win, or Iron Dragon, singular, not plural, if Iron Dragon wins this, they are locked for first place. Fairly certain.
That's good. And we do see the Yorick versus Riven matchup seeming to be coming out in the top lane. It's not one of my more favorable matchups in terms of playing it from the Riven standpoint. I feel like Yorick just outscales eventually, and it's very difficult, especially with the ghouls, the way that works out. But we do see a Kassadin pick up here, as well as a Lee Sin.
Now, of note, it is quite obvious that we are not getting the funnel strat this game.
Oh yeah, we've not seen that funnel strat, which would have been pretty interesting to
even though it was wide open. Now, the Taric nerf has come in, so, like, I can kind of understand it, but, like...
Ancient Mommy is not in this game for the first time in the entire split.
So,
which might be a big hit to them.
Maybe explaining a little bit here. Lux picked up into the Orianna. Fairly immobile mid laners there. Lux could go support, but not super likely. Also, Legacy Ambassador's really against my my bounty, having banned out Lucian and Senna.
Listen, they don't want the mystery skin.
Now, with Iron Dragon having actually finally lost, they might come out hard. Probably going to come out looking for some vengeance. Mind you, this isn't the team they lost to, but they may want to send a message. Legacy Ambassadors banning out another one of my bounty characters, Xayah, take out once again.
Which means that your bounty is not on the table for this game at all.
Yeah, 100% off the table, sad times.
I'm a college student. I can't be partaking in things like this. I don't have money for that. But we do see the Caitlyn and Aphelios. And surprisingly, we did see triple 80 carry, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 80 carry bands. 6 80 carry bands, and yet, and yet Caitlyn, Aphelios, and Kai'Sa all avoided those 6 bans.
Dreamlover hovering the Blitzcrank. I would appreciate this. Do it, my friend.
Nah,
he's Denopolis.
A better champion.
Coward.
A better champion. Let him breathe. Although a Poppy pick here could just neutralize the Nautilus as well as the Lee Sin here.
Really good counter pick there.
Yeah, Caitlyn and Poppy do relatively well into Lee Sin, seeing as how Poppy can completely negate those two champions and Caitlyn can just trap them, and if they try to walk over these traps, they kind of can't. They get stopped. Because they did make that change about a year ago, or a year or two ago, where that was the thing, where it rooted them and interrupted dashes. And Riven is hard to stick to in the first place, Kassadin is hard to stick to in the first place, and then there's Lux, who's just a difficult champion to kill. She looks like she will be going support though.
Yeah, that will be support Lux with the Caitlyn. Poppy in the jungle. Yeet.
I'm
Iron
ready to see it.
Dragon looking pretty straightforward.
I'm ready to see.
I'm excited for this top lane matchup. I enjoy watching York play, or York being played.
You mean just beat somebody over the head with a shovel? Because that's really all he does.
Yeah, 100%. I love me some shovel violence.
Some shovel violence. I'm sure you were probably a fan of the game Shovel Knight as well, seeing as how that was all you did in that game.
Unfortunately, I don't enjoy single player games at all. I have to be beating somebody to enjoy something.
It is the first time that we're going to see Shadow Jumper out here, and now
Shadow Jumper playing AD carry for the first time this split, and Aphelios the first pick.
First time we're going to see it in that fans.
Yeah, Griffin Viper showing us something new, something fresh.
Something we definitely haven't seen before. And usually seeing something different is the way that we want to go around things, because we don't want to see the same 5 champions picked for every single game.
Yeah, so this game looking to get interesting. Iron Dragon's pick here, their team comp just looks good.
Does it though? Because I like their team comp. It's very well rounded. Oriana's got a lot of wave clear. You got a lot of split push power on the Yorick. You have Lee Sin and Nautilus for really strong pick making potential, and then Aphelios, who's an absurdly strong AD carry who can just consistently put out damage, and a pretty safe front backline depending on what combination of weapons he has. Especially if he's running something if he's got the combination of, let's say, Calibrum and Gravitum, which means he can just long range, or even Infernum and Gravitum for AoE routes. But hey, that's not to count out the team of Legacy Ambassadors, because they do have a lot of, they don't really have any insane engage potential on their team. That's kind of the one thing that they're missing, but they do have good wave clear with Deluxe, Caitlyn, Kassadin for the assassination, Poppy who can dive with them or protect or however she wants to play it, and then Riven who can flex pretty much anything. But again, this is one of these teams, the team of Iron Dragon might run into what they did last week when they took their first loss, where their team isn't allowed to scale. Because if Legacy Ambassadors is able to get ahead in this game and get past their relatively weak early game in a timely fashion, they will do very well and not allow Iron Dragon to get to their prime where they're team fighting. Because Iron Dragon consistently picks team comps that do well in team fights. And if you're able to keep them from team fighting, or keep them from getting to the point where they can team fight, that's going to be the downfall of Iron Dragon, like it was last week.
That's a very thorough and very smart analysis. Now, while we have this brief little bit, I would like to give a shout out to Wooick for the follow. Very, very pleasant.
Thank you.
Very nice. It's one step closer to getting away from ice cube soup and into proper meals. Maybe I'll be able to afford ramen before the end of the year.
You're telling me you've never had an ice sandwich before?
I prefer ice cube soup. It's cheaper.
I don't know. Sometimes when I can afford the bread, that's what I go for.
That's spicy. I always just look forward to being able to throw a little bit of salt and pepper to it.
You can afford salt and pepper?
On occasion. Mostly I go to fast food restaurant and find it in little packets.
That sounds good. Huh. Unfortunate.
um, all jokes aside, Movik, thank you for the follow. We appreciate it. We are always hoping to grow our channel as big and as strong as we can, and every contribution matters. Maybe one day we'll be able to rival the LCS.
Yeah. Big goals, big goals.
The Scrub series, we're here for you.
Maybe we can replace the academy. Although the one thing that I did not see from my own game earlier, for the first time in any of my exhibition matches, we did not 5-point start. But let's see if we can fulfill my dreams and actually pull a 5-point strat out without me there.
I think I'm gonna get my wish, and we're gonna get the invade. Hails to the yes,
Dreamlover,
baby. Dreamlover
just
walking up,
walking right up to him.
Here's the yes. There's the stun. Oh, beautiful. First blood going
Not
to the
paying.
Lee Sin.
Doesn't seem to be paying any kind of attention there.
Beautiful.
Which, that kill going over to Lee Sin allows him to Bisu, who's usually the mid laner. So it gives him an extra longsword for that start, which means his clear speed will be a lot faster and a lot healthier.
Griffin Viper really enjoying this Aphelios, apparently. Just swapping between weapons very aggressively, showing off those fancy animations.
Let him breathe. He's trying to live his life. I'm more concerned about this grasp of the Undying Riven. Like, it's a very...
I am not a Riven player, so I'm going to need your analysis on that one.
The leash on Legacy Ambassadors was very weird, too. I'm not entirely sure if that was intended. But Slave is able to pick up all of the XP, not missing anything, although missing the CS. But the topside start means that Death Griffin might be looking towards the an early top lane gank.
Speaking of top lane, Kindred is best, putting in some work onto this Riven.
Make me proud as a Riven main. Please.
Don't do it.
Please. But Legacy Ambassadors, if they want a playoff spot, only have 2 more chances to do it, and they need to win 1 out of their next
Not a
2
playoff spot, buddy. If they want to win at all.
True. 2 more chances. Oh, that's, yeah, I'm forgetting who Legacy Ambassadors is.
Yeah.
See, look
Legacy
at me.
Ambassadors wants to end the season with at least 1 win. It's this and 1 more, and I'm pretty sure that's it.
Yeah, they have 2 more chances to get a W before the split ends for them. Hook landing here in the bot lane, connecting to Emma again, forcing out the flash, but nothing lethal. Seems like it's coming out. Traps are down for Shadow Jumper, but doesn't seem to be in any spots that are difficult for Dreamlover to work around. Kindred is best, does get a kill onto Slave here on that York, which means he's going to be in quite a good spot.
TP burned.
Which forces Kindred to stay, but Kindred actually might be able to turn that.
Longsword picked up, and that's it.
Another hook landing down here on the bot lane onto Shadow this time, but again, not being able to capitalize on it.
It's a lot of damage.
These short, quick trades are what the new Aftershock is really for, because you can come in and can more consistently take these short fights. Kindred out of mana here in the top lane, unable to push it back. Another skirmish seems to be breaking out here.
Looking bot lane now. Probably gonna get some action here in a second. Fido Dream Lover, he's looking for a hook at all times.
Now, I'm not sure if Dream Lover is aware of how the hook works.
Got a little bit of a gank going on mid real quick. Death Griffin coming in, but not getting anything off of it. Nofi are...
Bisu landing the Sonic Wave on and able to get onto Jin, but
that's a lot of damage in return.
Nofi not having any mana to really help him out only ends up with Bisu losing life.
You're my slave, falling here top lane any second. Now there's the kill. Kindred is best. Flexing on this York. Says, I am not limited to a small champion pool. I have many options.
I don't know. We see him a lot on that, on like these Yorks, these Scions is really what we see him on, for the most part. And I don't usually see him get banned out either.
That's actually fair.
And he's pretty consistent on the picks that he has, so it's like, I think we've only seen him underperform on Scion once this split, which was last game.
Going on mid lane, take this super low.
But Nofi is able to take down Jin well before that, before any help can come his way. Although Death Griffin looked like he wanted to come hit this top lane up, opted not to. Bot lane, they're pushing up to the tower. Lee Sin is at the Gromp. They might look to dive here. With no ultimates available, that would be a very risky play, but Bisu also steps overboard on his way out.
Kindred is best. Aggressively pushing this top lane now. Has his ult. Meanwhile, mid, got another fight going on. Nofi super low. Take this Jin in the minion wave. Both are going to die simultaneously. That was close.
I think if the tower wasn't there, that Jin might have actually been able to get away with that kill, no problem.
Yeah, but the tower was there, and unfortunately he ends up dying to it.
Yeah, this isn't a game of what ifs.
You know, I'm beginning to think that maybe our players have something against us because they have... Oop, Kindred is best, going super low. You're my slave, getting a little bit bold here. Gonna die.
And dies. The Wind Slash was available, and not using it was a little interesting.
Dream Lover, tower diving just a little bit here, getting super low. Eating a whole bunch of damage, is gonna fall. Griffin Viper eating even more damage. He's trying to do what he can, but I don't think he's getting out, and he's not.
And finally, Legacy Ambassadors is on the board. But Death Griffin opted, because there was no Blast Cone, to flash the wall and not really make any impact. Or literally making no impact, actually. Didn't even get an assist. But now their eyes are to this dragon. Bisu and Nofi are here trying to contest it, but Jin just goes in on it. Is able to stun and take down Bisu. The Shockwave Orianna coming out, but it is not enough to take down Jin, but takes down Yuumi instead. Death Griffin looking for Nofi now, and finally Shadow Jumper is joining this fight with very little mana.
Dream Lover landing the hook.
Dream Lover.
That is a lot of damage coming in. Ignite is popped. Flash, last tick of Ignite will get the kill. Nofi coming in, chasing down Death Griffin here. Will not catch up in time to get the kill, but will get some more damage onto him. This game is very back and forth. Got a little bit of a scrap going on top lane.
See a lot of that going on.
Bisu looking to counter jungle a little bit here.
Nothing too crazy going on just yet. Taking a look at the nearly 3,000 gold lead that Iron Dragon has over Legacy Ambassadors currently, and the CS differences. Your Kindred does have a 1,500 gold lead over Slave, who is opting to go more of a tank with the Bomby Cinder and being down 30 CS.
Abigail's going down. Fight will eventually peter out. Kindred is best. His ult's almost up again. Oh, meanwhile, mid lane gets another Nofi getting a kill on a Death Griffin. Looks like he might try to harass under this tower. Take this Jhin going in aggressively, but he's already low. Ignite's ticking down. That last auto's gonna get the kill. Actually, not Ignite. Just red buff.
Just straight up auto attacks with the red buff. Questioning why he rift walked in on that aggressively.
Yeah. Meanwhile, top lane, Slave falling to the solo kill. Kindred is best. Really flexing his muscles with the old Gravedigger himself.
He's just not afraid at all of Slave at this point, having solo killed him 4 times, up 40 CS, and about 2,000 gold now. A little over
This
2,000
tower
gold.
is going to fall for this. TP coming
Teleport.
in. That will eventually save, or will actually save the tower.
And things seem to be going back to normal.
Slave
Slave
looking a little ambitious here. He's
Looking-
going to end up dying, 100%.
most likely.
He cannot take this fight.
Nope, he's definitely dead. And that is a 5th solo kill
Good
on to
lord.
Kindred now.
That is a house.
And he's now going to 100% take this tower.
Yeah, the tower's gone. Take this Jhin coming in. I don't think you want this, buddy.
No, he does, because Kindred is out of mana. Another Rift Walk onto Kindred, and he should die. But doesn't seem like he's gonna. Kindred now, with the level up now, has more than enough mana to Q him over the face.
The flash goes out. There's the kill.
And there it is.
Just straight up outplayed. That was beautiful.
But with that, Iron Dragons is now also looking towards the dragon. And that is the first one at 12 minutes and 45 seconds and ready to go. To start off the snowball of dragons.
And
Death Griffin forced to flash away underneath his own tower against Nofi's Orianna.
mind you, that Ocean Drag super strong in that Yorick. Who
Because
just
now he'll
finished-
actually have a lot of mana to work with. Or no, it only gives health.
Health, yeah. Just health. But he's already tanky. Now he's going to be even tankier.
He's got his Trinity Force finish with a Jerome's Fist. And a Null Magic to just reduce the overall magic damage that is really only afraid of Kassadin. So Iron Dragon's opting to give Kindred bot lane now that the dragon is no longer on the map. And Griffin Viper seems to be having some technical difficulties, causing the pause to come.
Yeah, we are taking a brief break in order to fix this issue. In the meantime, talking point, have you seen the Fiddlesticks update, like the visual update yet?
I have, and it looks wonderful. And it's not just
Oh,
a visual update; they're also changing his abilities a bit too to make him a little bit more interactive play.
it is beautiful. Now they're keeping his point and click fear though.
Yeah, they're keeping the point and click fear. That's like the only thing that's like staying. That and his ultimate are staying the same essentially. But otherwise, the way that his silence, I don't know if he's keeping his silence, but I'm pretty sure he is. But they're gonna rework the way that that works, as well as the. I don't know if the drain also is gonna have the same effect either, because it's supposed to also be a rework of the champion, so that he's not like as quote unquote boring to play, because all of his abilities are point click.
Yeah. That, and I know Riot is really not a fan of the random ability bounces. Uh, so
Not a whole lot. It's taking a bit of time to get this back under control, to see where the problem is. But even, let's just take a recap for anybody who's just joining in. This is Iron Dragon against Legacy Ambassadors, and although Legacy Ambassadors has no ability to make the playoffs of this game, I didn't see that that Griffin Viper came back to the game, but I'm assuming he did, because the game is on pause.
Play just seems to be continuing. Griffin Viper not currently around. Gotta fight mid lane, take this gen, eating a whole lot of damage. Nofi picking up the solo kill. While Kindred is best, getting a whole lot of damage on the Death Griffin. That kill eventually coming through. Yumi also getting super low, but is going to be able to get out. Bisu eating a ton of damage from Griffin, or from Shadow Jumper. But Kindred's best coming in, but also getting CC into having to back off. Very well played. You're My Slave in danger from Nofi here. It looks like Griffin Viper is finally back.
Current combination of Infernum, Separum.
Meanwhile, Kindred's best and Dream Lover just going to take mid tower like it's not there.
Meanwhile, Nofi's looking here at this Rift Herald and trying to get that under control as well, to see if they can use that to quickly put an end to this game.
So, do you think the Fiddlesticks rework is going to be more support-oriented, or...?
I hope not, because I don't want to see that champion in the bot lane.
I do. I do a lot.
I don't like that champion in the bot lane. Like, I've played it a couple times, I enjoy it, but the Season GF5 breaking out here, so we'll get back to that in a second. The Shockwave landing and immediately exploding Shadow Jumper and Death Griffin, and Nofi looks like he's going to be able to pick up, he might be able to pick up Death Griffin too. But
Nofi coming.
The Jhin is here, Rift walking on top of them, and is able to kick them away, but doesn't seem to be getting anything else. Your Slave is here on the back end, putting damage out, but Kindred is just walking through everybody. They can't seem to put any damage down on him. As he proceeds to just double kill.
To clean up.
And Griffin Viper.
Griffin Viper getting up the easy kill. Yumi out of position. Nah, we'll get away.
The turret is down.
Kindred's best, looking to siege down this turret with his team.
And they're gonna get a full charge here onto...
Wow. They even managed to get the
Yeah,
The
Yorick
endgame.
with the maiden and
This is-
4 and everything else, you can just
This
walk
is-
through it.
Oh boy. Kinder's best, eating a lot of damage here, but Griffin Viper just free-flowing damage. Flashes out. Baby Gate goes down. Dream Lover re-engages. Is getting
I don't think
super
he meant to
low.
hit that.
This fight not looking great. Oh, Rihanna. Oh, pop. No feed looking to get the double kill here. On to Griffin or Death Griffin. So many Griffins. Kindra's
These dudes out
fast.
here.
Team of Iron Dragon super low right now, but take this Jin also low. Great Zonius by Nofi, keeping themselves alive and picking up the kill onto the Caitlyn.
And with 4 members down and looking like it might be a 5th if Bisu lands the Sonic Wave. Doesn't look like he's gonna go for it though. But they might be able to just end the game here. No, they're opting to back off and pick off the dragon instead.
Griffin Viper might be getting chased down here. Gonna have to be careful. Never mind. Bisu just casually.
Baiting Slave into the team.
Yeah.
And with a 14k gold lead, 6 towers, and it looks like a dragon so far, maybe 2. This game is all but over.
Yeah. Under 20 minutes, I might add.
Only in 19 minutes. We're at 19 minutes. The 8 kills on to Kindred and the 11 kills on to Nofi. It just doesn't seem. It doesn't. There's just nothing else that they can really do. 5,000 gold difference in the mid lane. 5,000 gold difference in the top lane. 2,000 gold or 1,700 gold difference in the jungle. 2,000 gold lead in the bot lane. And surprisingly, not surprisingly, so a 2,000 gold lead in the support too. So it's like collectively with that 1,700 or 1,500 gold lead, 15k gold lead is just too much. And a downed inhibitor. As they look to siege this top tower. Because like I said, if Iron Dragon was able to get through and get past their early game, they would just start the team fight the way that they usually do and just run through.
Oh, Shadow Jumper picked out there. Kindra's badge just landing the slow.
Real simple hooks.
Yeah.
Flash is burned. Poppy ultimate Keeper's Verdict is able to push back Kindred, but that's really only an assist because they were going to back off anyway because they have their eyes on this Baron.
Yeah. Legacy Ambassadors forced to defend their base here.
And it seems as though only Yumi is able to step up here, but I don't think that Yumi's definitely not going to be able to get up there in time.
Yeah.
And having like two champions at a time. A surrender vote actually coming out.
Well, that was quick. Well then. That was kind of a hard stop.
That is actually the second surrender of the season. Iron Dragon will looks like they will secure their first seed.
Yeah, that was really painful towards the end.
Iron Dragon probably a bit upset about that about losing their perfect record last week and came back with a vengeance, taking it out on the on our last place team here.
Yeah, that was borderline abusive. So, switching over to the advanced details. I think it's absolutely no surprise that the Oriana of
Had the highest
Nofi
damage.
did massive damage there. Quickly followed by Kindred as best on that York.
Who just ran through on that top lane, just solo killing Slave over and over again. And I guess since before this, starting today, we are looking at Iron Dragon here in the first place, followed by Endgame, the Nancy Drew crew, Threat Level Midnight, then Martin Cabello, the third fan club, Target Shopping Carts, Legacy Ambassadors. Obviously, all of these standings are all from the beginning of today, and they are not updated quite yet. And Target Shopping Carts was eliminated today alongside Legacy Ambassadors, so we will not be seeing them in the playoffs. And now all that's left is for our fourth place spot, which is completely possible that Martin Cabello, the third fan club, might be able to overtake Threat Level Midnight.
Yeah,
So in order to keep their playoff hopes alive, Martin Cabello fan club does need to defeat the Nancy Drew crew in our very next game. Yep, and with that, I don't think there's much else to talk about, so we will head to a break and be back shortly with the final game of the day of week 7, day 1. I don't know if there's a second day this week, but we do see there is a day 2 actually, but we will see you shortly after this break.